Okay, so we're going to talk about Cobra Kai. Hiya! Cobra Kai next. So,
Oh my God.
What, can you do that one more time, Jake? What was that?
What?
Can you do that one more time? Yeah, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. We're going to talk about Cobra Kai a little bit. So Cobra Kai, the final season is coming. They're going to start shooting later this year. This is the final season. Once 5 came out, they said we're going to be done with it. They're calling it the final run, which promises to be what they say the biggest and the baddest season of all time. And it's going to start production, like I said, in the spring. So we'll see how it goes. And if you, in case you haven't seen Cobra Kai or you never heard of it, it's just a continuation of The Karate Kid. They've done 5 seasons to start off on YouTube. When YouTube was doing their own original content, it was bought up by Netflix and they've continued it. You know, it takes place in the same universe. It's almost 30 years after the original Karate Kid. You got Johnny Lawrence and you got Daniel LaRusso, and they're back at it going against each other, except, you know, they have their own dojos, and throughout the 5 seasons, they end up having Kreese come in. He was the original Cobra Kai guy, and you have Silver come in. He also worked Cobra Kai. They take over Cobra Kai, and so now what you have is LaRusso and Lawrence teaming up to fight the bad guys at Cobra Kai. Who will win? So this last season is supposed to be the big battle to find out if they can stop Cobra Kai from ruining the youth of America. We'll see what happens. So I'm excited about this. I heard about this before. I've watched all of it. It's pretty cool, if you ask me. And one of the creators actually had a little comment about this. So here's what they said about the ending of Cobra Kai. Sabrina, you're muted. So I'll just read it out unless Sabrina's got this.
Sorry. Our day one goal with Cobra Kai has always been to end it on our terms, leaving the valley in the time and place that we've always imagined. So it's with immense pride and thankfulness that we are able to announce that achievement. The upcoming season 6 will mark the conclusion of Cobra Kai. In the meantime, strap in for the biggest season of Cobra Kai yet, and let today be a celebration of all that's come, as well as all that's still left to be told. We couldn't do it without you. We made it. Strike first, strike hard, no mercy. Cobra Kai never dies.
Cobra Kai! Oh. Yeah, and it was great because the way it started, like you had Johnny Lawrence come in and he's like, I'm going to bring Cobra Kai back. And it's supposed to be like this big threat. And then it ends up being that he has more in common with LaRusso than he thought he did. And they have to kind of team up, which is, it's kind of fun. And it really makes you care about Johnny's character, which before he was just an asshole in the original movies. And it keeps tying people in. Throughout 5 seasons they brought people from all the movies, all 3 of the movies. And even the last Karate Kid, like people hated, and they still brought the villain in there. And he is fucking awesome. Let me just say, he is great on the show. Okay, I'm going to start with Sabrina. She's seen me watching this. She hasn't. I don't know if she really watched a lot of it. What do you think about Cobra Kai? And do you think enough is enough, Sabrina? Or do you think this is great that they've been able to have this big hit and bring these 80s stars back to television?
I mean, I don't know. I watched like a little bit in the beginning and I was like, this is so stupid. And then I stopped watching it. And then like it was on the very last season. And they were like kind of like teaming up together, and like the bad guy was doing some really shady shit. And then
Silver.
like at the end, something super extra shady happened. And I think Brian had fallen asleep on the couch, and he woke up and I was like, yo, that guy did this and that happened. And then this happened. And then I was like, oh my God, did I just like actually like what I saw? Like I wasn't, it was very confusing for me emotionally because I was like, this is super dumb. So I guess like, and I know people really like it. And so I think it's cool that they're ending it the way that they want to end it instead of getting canceled and then have it. I hate when shows get canceled and you don't get closure. You know what I mean? So I'm really glad that they're doing it the way that they want to do it. I appreciate that. And I hope it is, you know, as good as it has been for everyone who likes it. I'm inclined to maybe, I don't think I'm going to go back and watch any of the other shit. Like I think that one episode was enough for me to be caught up, and I might watch the new season. I don't know. It's still question mark.
Honestly, when I first started watching it, the first season is very tough. I actually tried watching it on YouTube when it was YouTube Live, or it was their YouTube channel they were making. And it does get better progressively as the season goes along. But once Netflix picked it up, the show completely changed. It really got better.
I watched like the first 3 episodes and I was like, I cannot do this anymore. It's too much.
yeah, the writing was better. The characters they're bringing in, and of course, the whole first season they're establishing this new generation of Cobra Kai, and these kids are training under Johnny, and it's like, and you start to see the rift of like how they become different people, and they become kind of evil, and they start hating themselves, and their family have problems with their families, and so you get to see them kind of have to get some redemption and all that. So it's great the way they do that. They need to have that. But once Netflix they really started running, and it really became a really great show. And it takes place here in the Valley. It's awesome. I love it. Jake, are you a fan of the original Karate Kid? And have you seen this at all? And does hearing about this, does it perk your interest for another season?
Sure. I watched the original Karate Kid. Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as following up with anything else, no, I don't think I watched the second one. I don't remember if I did. I may have, and lost.
Oh yeah,
it was a long time ago.
But yeah, and so I don't know. I'll check it out and see what's going on. So,
yeah, it could be great. The new season is it what?
I just want to make sure, like, I got this correct. It's Mr. Miyagi, right?
Yeah, Too bad he passed away. But the show does have a lot of flashbacks where they incorporate him in, and they change and they make it black and white and stuff. So there's always these moments where Danielson he's thinking about something, and then it goes back to Mr. Miyagi. And one of the best parts about it is he works at a used car dealership, and every time he sells a car, he gives him a little bonsai tree. And he's like, we're slashing the competition. And he's like, ha, 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 that shit's funny. They have good fun with it. And he opens up Miyagi-Do, and he makes his own dojo. He brings it back. There's a lot of fun stuff with it. And like I said, the flashbacks are just great. It's just fun entertainment. And you gotta just turn your brain off, because it's not amazing writing, but it's fun. It's just fun. And it really is nostalgic too. So if you like the original, it's good. And it brings karate into a whole new world. There's no shows about karate like this. There really isn't.
Not really.
And there's drama, there's backstory, there's competitive teams, there's a competition they go to these big fights, tournaments at the end of the seasons. So it's really fun and really well done. So I don't know. I think that if you're a fan, you're probably excited about season 6, but you're probably also a little disappointed that it's going to be done, because I was that same boat. As soon as I got through season 1, when I watched season 2, all of a sudden I was hooked. And it wasn't even like I needed to watch every minute of it, but I always had it on. I wanted to know what was happening. It was one of those shows where you can't turn it off because you're interested to see where the story's going. So Karate Kid, guys, it's not going anywhere yet. One more season.
I'm going to have to check it out. I want to check it out.
Yeah.
Apparently Cobra Kai never dies, so
wasn't the Cobra Kai guy in a commercial for something?
He might have been.
Who's the dude who's like the karate guy who's been doing Cobra Kai for? You
mean Johnny Lawrence, the bad guy, or the bad guy, or Kreese? John Kreese,
the bad guy.
Probably, yeah, John Kreese probably, or it could have been Terry Silver, but John Kreese is really the main bad guy, and then Silver came in Karate Kid.
Had like
3 curly
blonde hair or something.
Oh yeah,
and a red bandana.
Oh, you're talking about Johnny Lawrence. Yeah, he was the original bad guy, but he becomes the anti-hero in this.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, there was something about he was on a couple of commercials that I saw on TV that he was talking about doing something, and he was in somewhere talking about slashing prices for stuff, and I was like, wow, he's trying to even out his bills, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm gonna watch this.
Yeah,
that
you should check it out.
Extremely specific, Jake. Very specific. He was somewhere doing something on some commercial. Slashing prices.
Yeah, that's what he was doing. I don't know what's happening. He said something about Cobra Kai never dies, and he was really intense, and I didn't buy whatever he was selling.
I mean, you haven't bought it yet, but you're still talking about it, so maybe in the back of your head it's still there, and you might actually buy it eventually.
Probably had something to do with AARP. I don't know.
AARP.
I don't think you slash prices for AARP. Just saying.
Not yet.
Well, at least Cobra Kai never dies, and that's what they say. So it's pretty good. But I don't know. It's gonna be fun. Season 6 is coming. They're about to start shooting. So they just made this announcement. They had a whole thing with fandom once the season 5 came out, but now they're talking about a little bit more. Again, this is it. They're going off in their own terms, which is great. So hopefully the show just keeps going. on a. Well, it's not gonna keep going. What am I saying? Hopefully, it ends on a high point. That's what I'm hoping for.